Hey, everyone, we've all been there. You're in a rush to head out, but your car just won't start. Is it a dead battery? A faulty starter? Or maybe a fuel system issue? In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step diagnostic to show you exactly how to troubleshoot and fix the problem when your engine won't fire up. First, we want to rule out the most common issue, the battery. Check the dashboard lights. If they look dim, or if you hear a rapid clicking sound when you try to start the car, that's a big clue. Grab a multimeter and check the voltage. If it's below 12 volts, chances of the battery is discharged. Quick tip, it's not always a bad battery. Sometimes it's just poor contact at the terminals. If you see white powdery corrosion, make sure you clean it off and tighten the battery terminals properly. If the battery voltage checks out but the starter still doesn't respond, the next things to check are the fuses and the relay. Open the underhood fuse box and use the diagram on the cover to locate the fuses labeled start or IGN, and if a fuse is blown, simply replace it with one of the same rating. Now, if the starter is turning but the engine isn't firing, then we're dealing with a different issue, the ignition system. Pull a spark plug and check for carbon buildup or inspect the ignition coil for signs of failure. This is what determines whether the cylinders are actually getting spark. The solenoid is mounted directly on the starter. You'll see a main battery cable and smaller control wires from the ignition circuit that I always take a quick photo before disconnecting wires. The main power cable is removed first and kept isolated from ground. Next, we remove the mounting bolts. Space is limited here, so patience matters. Once the bolts are out, the solenoid separates from the starter housing. With the solenoid removed, we inspect it. Burnt contacts, sticking, or inconsistent resistance are all signs of failure. First, we're pulling the solenoid. If you've got carbon buildup here, that's a one-way ticket to a no-start situation. But before the new one goes in, prep is everything. You've got to wipe down the mounting surface thoroughly. A quick hit with some parts cleaner to get rid of any leftover grit or grime. Even a tiny speck can ruin the seal. Once that surface is spotless, we're good to go. It's these small details that guarantee a long-lasting fix. Let's do a quick side-by-side. You can see the carbon buildup and we're on the old unit. That's your culprit for the no-start issue right there. Now look at our replacement. Precision-machined housing and premium seals to ensure it outlasts the original. Everything specs out perfectly. Let's get this new one seated. We're lining it up and threading the bolts by hand. You want to make sure they go in smooth to avoid any cross-threading. Torque them down evenly to spec. The mounting holes on this housing are precision cut for a perfect fit. Finally, snap the electrical connector back in. Hear that click? That's a secure connection every time. With a new solenoid in place, all previously removed parts are reinstalled. That we double-check fasteners, wiring, and connections, then reconnect the battery. With everything back in place, we're ready to start the engine. Key in, ignition on, all systems are powered up, and now we turn the key to the start position. At this point, we're watching for crank engine response and any abnormal sounds or warning lights. As we attempt to start the engine, it immediately begins making abnormal noises. At the same time, there's a noticeable smell of engine oil. Because of that, we shut the engine down right away. This tells us there's likely an internal mechanical issue, and continuing to run it could cause further damage. Even after all of this, the car still won't start. At this stage, we ruled out the obvious, but something critical is still being missed. If this were your vehicle, what would your next move be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The best suggestions will be tested in the next episode.